with Coach Jack Siedlecki, the Yale football team, and the Harvard week. If it means nothing else, it means a lot of media requests and cold weather. Well, we got them both right here this Tuesday. But a big win against Princeton, the final home game for 35 seniors, and just a great performance on Saturday all around.
It was one of the best games probably overall we've ever played. I mean, you couldn't have asked for a game in those kind of conditions to go better. They came out, they fumbled on the second play. We talked about field position, turnovers, making the plays when they were there, and they gave us one right away. We put it in the end zone 5 plays later, go up 7-0. Second quarter, they turn it over again. We get another short field score, and 14-0 in the conditions that we were playing in was a pretty good lead. It was going to be very difficult for them to make any kind of comeback, particularly where our defense was playing. Then in the second half, we controlled the ball for 21 minutes and 30 seconds on offense, so our defense really wasn't on the field very much. Our kick game was very, very good, and we've really played 3 very good games in a row. We've gotten better offensively. We're running the ball better. And we're a better football team than we were 4 weeks ago, which is good.
The offensive line seemed to just control the line of scrimmage all day.
Yeah, we have really simplified things. We have really reduced the run game drastically, and it paid off in simplicity. I mean, the plays we ran them right. We got Mike some seams, and for the first time, he didn't have any negative plays in the game. Everything was positive. Everything was kind of happening at or beyond the line of scrimmage, and he had a great day.
125th meeting, Yale Harvard, coming up on Saturday. I know you probably try not to focus on that too much, but if you step back, it is pretty special, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. I mean, I'm from a football family. My dad was a coach, and football's a big thing to me in my whole life, and to be a part of this is pretty exciting. When you sit back and look at the tradition and the history of the game, there's nothing bigger than this game, and this is the types of places where football started, and this is, as Matt Proto said a few years ago, we get to be on SportsCenter on Saturday. That doesn't happen very often for a place like us. So it's a big deal. And, it's one of those weeks where you're trying to keep the guys calm down a little bit. We got a captain that is unbelievably emotional. He was extremely emotional after that Princeton game. And, Bobby, he even knows that he's got to, you can't get too much that way. You can't play if you're, emotionally out of control. You got to have that focus and game plan, get the game plan done, and then go out and play within ourselves and play the game that we need to play.
That focusing and maybe being too emotional sometimes, is that why it seems that the road team does pretty well in this series if you look over the long history?
Carm told me when I came here that you'll probably enjoy this game more when it's on the road than when it's at home. And part of it is the control you have. You don't have the control at home. All the alumni back and all the excitement on campus, that's not necessarily good for the players. When we travel, it's like moving a small army up there to play, the JV game, then the varsity game and the whole thing. But we control the atmosphere. We control the meeting times, when they're going to bed, when they're eating. And, we are 3-2 up there over the 5 times that I've been up there, and certainly not anywhere near as well at home. So it's proven to be true that we've been better on the road in this game.
You talked about this year's team being better than it was 4 weeks ago, and I think a lot of the testament of that goes to the character from the coaches and the players, and you are what you are, and it really was a turning point in the season, and you can make something of it or not, and this team certainly has chosen to make something of it.
Yeah, I mean, we lost 2 really, really tough football games, 12-10, 9-7. I mean, you sit there after 2 weeks and 2 losses in a row like that, you've got to make a decision which way you're going. And we talked about it. We talked about it on Sunday night after that Penn game, and I kind of said, I know we got the right guys, we got the right senior leadership, and they took it upon themselves to get better and to win. And we talked about a 4-game season left, and we had to win that first game against Columbia, and we did. And now we've won 3 of them. Basically we're 3-0 since that stretch, and we got the biggest one left. So it's shown a lot of character from the players. The coaching staff's done a great job keeping them motivated, keeping them working, doing a great job with the game plan. And now we are in a game that it's meaningful for the Ivy League title, and we'll see what happens.
And when it gets down to the X's and O's, what do you see as the key for Saturday?
Well, I mean, for us on offense, it's going to be controlling their defensive line. They've got a couple of great ones. The Curtis kid is one of the best players in the league. And, it was after we played Holy Cross, I was in a phone conversation with Tommy Gilmore, the head coach at Holy Cross, the next week, and they had played Harvard earlier. He said, he goes, the 2 kids that just stand out that we played over the last 2-3 years are Bobby Hebert and Curtis. He goes, just the way they play. And Curtis has that same mentality as Bobby. He plays hard. He's a great football player. And, you know, he's going to be a tough kid to handle, but he'll be the key, and he and his mates up front. That front four is pretty good. On the other side of it, obviously, it's their pass game. They have become a real passing football team. I mean, since Clifton Dawson graduated, it seems like each year they run a little less and throw a little more. Now they're up throwing it about 40, 45 times a game and not running it anywhere near the way they used to. They're backing a shotgun almost every play. Pizzotti's 6'5". He's going to try to spread the ball around. He's got a couple of very good receivers, and we need to disrupt them. We need to keep them out of rhythm. You know, it's the same challenge that we had with Doherty at Brown and, you know, in the Holy Cross game. You know, when you face good quarterbacks, they're going to complete passes, and they are going to make some plays. The key is to not let them get in the comfort zone where they get in and get on a run, and that's what we got to do.
All right, well, thank you, Coach, especially for being so generous and gracious with your time all year long and joining us on Tuesdays at Mory's. And let's go get Harvard, huh?
Well, without a doubt. We're going to have a great day on Saturday. Thank you.
All right, that's Yale head coach Jack Siedlecki.